Hello and good evening. Welcome to today's broadcast or today's live. My name is Odera Onu, and today I just want to speak on this topic. Should Nigeria be recolonized by the West? This is a growing, it's a trending concept. People have been saying this, and it seems like even non-Nigerians are also seeing the need for this. I first came across people saying this when a friend of mine that stays in Australia said this to me like 2 years ago or 3 years ago. Now, the import of this is that I'm focusing on Nigeria instead of the whole Africa because of Eric Prince's video, which I shared on my Instagram page, where he suggests that because of the security risk of Africans to the America, that maybe America, or the West in general, should recolonize Africa because almost all their leaders are, wasting the public funds instead of helping the people develop, which in turn is causing a lot of security risk for them. The reason I want to focus on Africa is because the reason I want to focus on Nigeria as against Africa is that there are some African countries that are doing well. Yes, some African countries are actually progressing. South Africa, for example, they've gone past Nigeria. Rwanda is doing well. Kenya is doing well. Even Morocco has a very stable, one of the biggest airlines in Africa. So almost all Africa is like picking up, doing better. Egypt as well, doing well. They have light. Even Ghana is throwing shit at us now, calling us no Grammy, no AFCON, no light, no good roads, calling us Generator Republic. And it's gotten that bad that, when you're having banter with a fellow African country, they will mock you with these situations that we have in Nigeria. Our national grid is collapsing all the time. They are building more houses every day, and yet we don't even have capacity to sort of lighten, even our old structures or give power to our old structures. Not to talk of the new, buildings that are coming up. So, in a well-planned society, what happens is that the more houses you build, you increase your discos and your generating source and the sort of output your grid has. But in Nigeria, we rely on the same grid, and people are building houses every day, and all these houses need to have power supply. So I'm going to stay on Nigeria for the purpose of this discourse. But I mean, Eric Prince did say Africa probably need the recolonization. And like I said, this has come from Nigerians themselves. People have said it personally to me that they genuinely think Nigeria should be recolonized. Because under colonization, we had Third Millennium Bridge, we had many of the schools, churches, we had a lot of things being set up and ran. Even our currency, banks, everything was done by these guys. And I know it sounds bad because of slavery and everything. But do we know that a lot of countries are not being managed directly by them? There are a lot of countries in this 2024. For example, I will start with the ones I know. UK, which is the British, have what they call British Foreign Territories or British International Territories. No, Foreign Territories, which means they are part of Britain, but they are not in that island. They are not in this mainland Britain. Do you understand? One of those places or two of those places is Jersey and Guernsey. Jersey and Guernsey, I've been to Jersey. From Jersey, you can easily go to Guernsey. It's very close to France, but they're actually British territories, right? Now, they will have a figurehead. They will have like a prime minister of some sort, but other administration, protection comes from the UK government directly. There is the Falklands Islands or whatever, that is very, in fact, it's close to Argentina. It's also a British foreign territory. And then so many others. Now, America do have some as well. Bermuda, Solomon Islands, all these are American islands. They are regarded as American, territories, even though geographically they are separated. They are not in the same mainland. So why am I saying this? Instead of us continuing to practice our useless democracy that is not really yielding any fruits for more than 60 years now, we don't even have something as basic as power. And these are technologies that are things that have been invented very, very long ago that people, everywhere have. And fellow African countries have this. Why not we allow somebody else to manage our resource for us? Just like we have the Super Eagles who have a foreign coach, he manages to take us to semi. Similar thing. Because the problem with Africa, and this is the problem, whether we like it or not, I'm also an African, so I'm not saying this from a place of prejudice, right? So, now, in fact, Africa has all the mineral resources the world rely on. But the problem is that we don't have the technical know-how. We don't know how to build the plants. We don't know how to build the refineries. We don't know how to build the manufacturing machines. We don't know how to build anything. As against, if you look at a country like Russia, for example, Russia has gas, power, what do you call it? They have gas, they have fuel, they have almost everything, natural resources, they have it. But the advantage that Russia has is that they also have the technical know-how. They don't rely on the West to build anything for them. They can build guns, they can build their plants, they are, in fact, they're the first to land in the moon before the Americans. So you can see that they were self-sufficient to an extent. They even have food. Do you understand? Now, China became a world economy because China could mimic or copy almost everything. So China started developing a lot of things. So now China has become a big economy, right? Now, if you look at this, Nigeria cannot be a producing nation. And we have been a producing nation before. We used to export things like coal, but that was during colonial masters. We used to, have, food stuff and everything. Most of these things are now, diminishing. A lot of companies that, were headed by foreign investors are leaving. So it's not really like it was Nigerians doing it. Even if you go to innocent plants today, you will see Oyibo there. Do you understand? So if you go to Dangote refinery, you will see Oyibo there. The man building the whole refinery for him is an Indian. He's not really a Nigerian. But at the point I'm trying to make is that we don't have what it takes to refine. Do you know that even Mali and Burkina Faso that kicked France away and are joining Russia are now saying that they will start mining their gold and processing their gold themselves? Because what they used to do is that they take these things away. And if currently a lot is going on in Congo because of their, their mineral resource. The men there have to go by manual means to dig out gold. Sometimes in the mines, the earth will cover them up. Sometimes they will die there and be buried there alive. Sometimes they will survive and come out if their coal miners help them out. Just because they are selling those resources or mineral resources to the foreigners. Now, even Nigeria has all these things. We have a lot of minerals. We don't even have a law regulating miners. In fact, it's even now that Tinubu coming that they are even trying to look into that and create laws, and because Africans don't know what to do with all these resources. Do you understand? But then, whereas if we are under a particular government, first of all, there will be security. Now, a country like Cape Verde, Cape, C-A-B-E, Verde, V-E-R-D-E. They played football as well. They played in this AFCON. Cape Verde is in Africa. But Cape Verde, and I think Seychelles as well, are directly run by France. Yes, I think one is run by France. And then one might be another country, or maybe France is running two of them. Do you understand? Now, the French government are protecting these small islands, and as well as providing administrative works for them, So at the end of the day, you will see that if you go to places like Cape Verde, They, of course, they still have some challenges, right? Because, you know, you cannot compare an island of that size to something like as big as Nigeria. So what they will gain from there, or resources they might be gaining from there, cannot be compared if somebody is sort of taking care of a whole country like Nigeria. I mean, most of their income from all these islands are probably tourism, right? But then what I'm trying to say is that when we say recolonization, or for Igbo to come and colonize us again, our minds start going, hey, such a bad idea. Da, 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 da. But the problem is we are incapable of doing this thing ourselves. Let's face it, let's just tell ourselves the truth. It's either we try dividing the country, or we say, okay, fair enough, Igbo come and colonize us, or we go back to military rule. Now, nobody in Nigeria that witnessed Abacha period will want to go back to military rule, because it took a lot of bloodshed and everything to just come out of that. Number two, it seems like the idea of separation is like a no-go area for Nigeria. Whereas in the, you know, world recognized human rights, you have the right to self-determination as a people. Do you understand? But Nigeria is kicking against it. Now, the one Nigeria we are trying to push, we are not getting anywhere. As a matter of fact, I don't need to tell people in Nigeria the price of rice. I think everybody knows it, even the price of egg and everything. But I just watched a video before coming on live. And sometimes people will think I'm enjoying coming to bash Nigeria, or probably I'm enjoying coming to, I like to come on live and talk nonsense. No, I don't enjoy it. I'm in the middle of a movie that I paused to come and talk, because I just watched a video that was posted in a group I belong on WhatsApp. And a young Igbo boy buried the mother alive, because he wants to do Yahoo Plus, Abi Yahoo. So this is the situation we are getting to. Now, another House of Rep member have just been killed as well in Nigeria. So it is getting bad, that is getting to a point of survival of the fittest, whereby anybody can kill anybody just to survive. Even in animal kingdom, it gets to a point is that if a mother hen cannot feed, it will kill the child and eat to survive. That is the survival of fittest ideology. So we have to be very, very careful. Nigeria is getting to that point where people cannot feed. And this is general. People have to pay house rent, pay for school fees, and all of those things. And then the solution that Tinubu government is presenting is for us to go to our reserve and bring grains and share to the poor after the rice is shared. Now the question is, the rice that was shared to governors, the 36 state and capital governors and FCT that was shared, what was the level of impact those bags of rice had in terms of poverty, in terms of reducing even the market price? That is the first question to ask. Because before you implement a policy, you have to first of all ask yourself, where has this policy been implemented? What is the lessons learned? Is it viable for us to repeat it? I was watching the Joe Ajero, the National Labour Congress leader, and he said that it's a very stupid concept of a policy to sort of release food and grains to Nigerians as if we are chicken. Whenever we are hungry, they will just bring rice and release. And don't forget, for any of those things they're implementing, somebody's gaining. If that rice was coming from Dangote, for all those bags of rice, he's making money from it. Let's face it. Do you understand? It's a contract that somebody won and he's going to make money from it. That's one. So the point is, the money that we're spending buying rice and sharing, is it important, or should we put money directly to the places it's supposed to be? The NLC is saying that what Nigeria needs now to survive, as against what is happening with our inflation and the price of dollar and forex, is 1 million naira a month. And we are still at a mega 30,000. What is 30,000? I have a cousin that she's a nurse. She came down to look for work. And she went to a place to look for work, and they told her that they will be paying her 20,000. 20,000. 20,000. How much do I dash people? How much do I dash people? And you work a whole 28 days and you get 20,000 in Nigeria. How much is transport? How much is food? How much is mama put? That is to tell you the level of poverty that we have in Nigeria. So, if the Nigerian Labour Congress is saying that government have not met up with all the agreement, and now the solution is for us to go into our reserve. Do you know what is reserve? Did Tinubu buy those food and keep there? Every country will have reserve in the event of unavoidable war. So, God forbid now, say Niger and Nigeria start fighting. Where is the food they are going to use to survive in the meanwhile? Oh God, Nigeria. So they finished spending all the forex, all our foreign reserve. They've now come down to food to deplete it. Once they finish our food reserve, now they will be happy. APC will now clap for themselves. Is Tinubu and APC planning to replace all the food in our food stock? Are we in war? Why are we going to our reserve? Reserve is only meant when there is war and you need to survive your population. And that is what we are using to augment the inflation rate. When we have a clear, okay, you've been saving money from subsidy. Oga, use the trillions of naira you guys say you are saving from subsidy and put it directly into the hands of the workers. Increase their minimum wage. We not refuse. Now they are threatening to go for, I think, 12 days or 2 weeks protest again. As if the suffering is not enough. What is wrong with APC? What is wrong with Tinubu? Somebody said, Peter Bojele said, that he's happy that Nigeria lost. Yes, because Chetima has already, what do you call it, rolled red carpet. You know, he went the first time and came back. So this time, he rolled red carpet. Ah, bro. And people from Abuja to go to Abidjan, to go to Cote d'Ivoire. As if it is their own achievement, and the boys rubbished them. It's as if God knew. It was when Peter Obi go that all of them woke up and know that they will go to go and watch the boys. The boys disgraced them. Do you understand? The boys disgraced them. So now they cannot hold on to AFCON. They cannot hold on to Grammy. Hi, Felix. They cannot hold on to Light. They cannot hold on to anything. Good evening, brother. Do you understand? So if we know we're incapable, I'm not saying for saying sake, even if it means let us have the kind of agreement some other countries have. I know that most of them are islands, but we are the most populous black nation. God forbid, if anything in Nigeria goes haywire and people go into revolution, it will affect a lot of countries. America, UK, everybody are trying to absorb us small. Even Canada, they are absorbing us. People are running away. Application of visa, and Nigerians are intelligent. They will write everything. They will do everything, do double accounts, everything just to leave. Do you understand? So, and again, it is clear to us, everybody have analyzed Nigeria, and said this thing is not, Nigeria can never be better. Nigeria cannot be, okay, since we know that Nigeria cannot be better, even our revered Pastor Deboye also said that Nigeria has a spiritual problem, which is what I was saying on live, on Mary J's live the other day. That, what do you call it? There is a problem with the foundation of Nigeria. It's as if people cost Nigeria. Because you can't tell me that all our presidents hate us so much, or everybody in that Aso Rock. No, they might be trying, but there might be something fundamentally wrong, which is not allowing. I'm trying to accept your request, guys. I don't know if you're gonna be able to come up. Do you understand? So if truly we know that Nigeria is not working and Nigeria cannot get better, okay, bro, Alpha.
I did, bro. I can't keep man.
Yeah. So some people are angry that some people are saying
my camera is bad. I beg. Can you give me the
no wahala, you can mute. Bro, you are showing us your palette. Change your spin your camera around.
Yeah. Sorry.
So people are angry that Eric Prince, and I tried to do a quick search on Eric Prince, who Eric Prince is. So Eric Prince is a former US Navy SEAL, and he's running a private military supply company called Blackwater. They've changed their name to Academia, but they are highly, they are top there, they're in terms of, So he's saying that since Africans cannot govern themselves, Instead, they are going to Paris to go and shop. And I think he's making reference to Tinubu. Let's be honest. We know who has been going to France. Do you understand?
Let's
So we
recolonize
know
them.
when Buhari was there, the wife was going to Dubai, buying clothes, spending money and all of that. So he was saying, since our presidents are good in spending our money and not helping the people, that maybe they should come and
Yeah,
recolonize Africa.
I saw
So
it too.
I said,
Yeah,
okay,
I watched the video.
thank you. So I made a post and somebody was angry, insulting my uncle there that left a comment. And the honest truth is that another person have told me that thing before, that we are incapable of helping ourselves. And for me, if we can hire a foreign coach to come and run Super Eagles and at least we get to final, do you understand? There is nothing wrong in us having somebody else help us to manage our resource. Because at the end of the day, there are some countries that have been regarded as British foreign territories. For example, Abro, you know Jersey, you know Guernsey. Americans have Solomon Island, they have Bermuda, and some other countries. So these countries, even in Africa, you have Seychelles, you have Cape Verde, run by France.
Even
So
some countries in Spain still belong to English.
yes, some countries still belong to the English,
Mr.
but
Adela,
although they will probably have something like a figurehead, like a prime minister or president. So we can employ that in Nigeria, and then these countries will help us to manage. Because if you look at Nigeria, things like Ted Million Bridge, our first Niger bridge, our most of our churches and schools were built under colonization. Since we left, since we got independence, we have not done anything remarkable. Ordinary power we don't have. Imagine we are having banter with Ghana, having banter with Senegal. They are calling us Generator Republic, a
Mr.
fellow
Adela,
African country.
Mr.
So
Adela,
it's gotten, yes, my brother,
yeah.
talk.
This is what I only came to say some very short things. Mr. Adela, see, Nigeria problem is not wide, it's not big. You see, when I see intellectuals failing to say the truth, when I see intellectuals, people who I believe to be intellect, using statistics, facts, using those things to like judge this government or try to defend Nigerian government in total, not just this administration, I just laugh. That why don't those things we say in our sitting room when nobody is there, when we're not online, why are we not always bold to say it online? Those things we say in our room when the camera is not on our face, why are we always scared like to say it online? When you see intellect defending impunity, hypocrisy, then you kind of wonder, can this country really change? This country cannot change, Mr. Odera. This country can never change. Look at the trajectory since the time we got independence till now. See, we only have one problem: corruption. Corruption. That is just it. That is the problem Nigeria has, Mr. Odera. Anything we want to say, every English we want to say, every whether we go back and forth, to and fro, up and down, anything we want to say, our problem is corruption. Corruption is a mother that gives birth to everything. Corruption, look at the way Nigeria does things. Look at the Nigerian hair, for instance. Look at that scam of a thing. And they were collecting money from federal government for a project that does not exist. I saw Festus Keyamo coming out on Channels Television trying to say, yeah, the FCC is involved right now. That blah, blah, blah. Why can't Festus Keyamo tell Nigeria that you guys have been scammed? Nigeria does not exist. Look at the level of corruption being perpetuated by government officials. And you think this country is going to see? I always say something to my brothers that the day the whole region in Nigeria will think in unison, the day we all think in unison, whether the hypocrisy benefits us or not, the day we start to say the truth, this country will be free. But if not, we'll just keep coming online to speak English and English, whereas we all know the truth. I will see people coming to defend an administration with statistics and facts, and I'll be laughing. What is
Don't
this?
trust any Nigerian statistics. I've already
See,
made up my mind. If anybody is coming to tell me any useless statistics in Nigeria, I'm not listening. How can you
I
come
thought,
and say that,
see,
sorry to take words out of your mouth, how can somebody come on Arise TV and call himself an economist and tell me that the problem of Nigerian economy is that we are spending much money on wig? I know a church in Nigeria that their members don't wear wig, for example. Wig only pertains to one gender, women. Wig only pertains from certain age down in Nigeria, don't even wear wig. From certain age up. So it only affects some rich, listen, rich class of a particular gender of a particular age bracket, and you tell me that is the so person when they look money for shop now wig where they spend money. So anything economists in Nigeria,
Mr.
I don't listen to them. And you
Mr.
know what?
Odera.
Sheung has been bringing them up one by one. This one will come. He will talk. Go here. He will call. What's the name of this other man? Political economist. He will talk. Go this way. You will call another. So you will see that nobody understands the economy of Nigeria, and you hit the nail on the head. The actual problem is corruption. Go
Mr.
ahead.
Odera. Let me just, I'll soon be done. This is it. Okay. You go to the market these days, you cannot even buy something expensive in front of people again. I'll tell you something in Nigeria. Because when you are in the market, I did that experiment myself. I went to the market. I saw the way people were trying to buy things. The corruption in this nation is too deep. It's just too deep. When you think about Nigeria, you think of one thing: with solution. Will there be a solution? Will things actually change? The way you look at Nigeria problem, do you think things will actually change? Because nobody wants to say the truth. Once it benefits me as a Yoruba, an Igbo guy, then I keep to myself. I shut up. When it doesn't benefit me, I complain. The day everybody will think in unison, whether it benefits you or not, then the country will change. But as it is, look the way people are suffering. This administration asks us to give them 3 months. Okay, 8 months. It's going to a year. It looks as if they had a plan. It looks as if they have something. Okay, tell me, where is the loan of blah, 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 student loan, all this audio, blah, blah, blah. They showed us a rice pyramid last year. People are suffering from grain. There is no food in the country. And they were displaying a pyramid of rice last year in Buhari's administration. Where are those grains? Why are they not releasing it to the public?
What will
What
they
is in
eat?
our
They will
cane
eat.
reserve?
They
We
will
don't
eat
even know
our
what we
do.
have.
Where is the cassava? Where
Where
is all
is the
those
cassava?
food?
They invested
Can I
over
say something?
200 billion in this project, and Nigeria cannot come out now to show for it that this is what we have done. Look what happened. They invested so much in that farming business. They didn't invest in security. Farmers were going to the farm, and bandits were killing them. I don't know what they snapped for us last year. Okay, now you told us that you did a pyramid of grain. Did that make rice less expensive? With your pyramid of grain, everything keep getting expensive day by day. Where are those pyramids? What do we have in our reserve? We don't know. There is no transparency in Nigerian government.
Are
There
now
has never been.
taking the food in our reserve to go and augment the price of food that is caused by inflation. When do you go to your reserve? It's not when you are at war. Is Nigeria at war? The food they are going to share, who bought it? Or is it Tinubu government that bought it? Is Tinubu planning to replace all those food stock if he finishes them? They finished our dollar reserve, they have finished our forex abroad, and now they are finishing our food. If God forbid Niger goes to war with Nigeria, which food are we going to eat? So this is the problems of Nigeria. And some people are saying, why should we be recolonised? God forbid. If you people cannot manage yourself, can somebody else come and manage you?
No.
The
last thing I'll say before I leave is very soon, reality will be done on everybody.
Yeah.
Whether you think you are supporting the ruling party or you are not supporting the ruling party, whether you think you are trying to defend the government, whether you think other people are stupid and you are the one who is wise, we don't know what we are saying. I don't care. But very soon, reality will be done on everybody.
Even very soon, it's already a nice.
It's already happening now. We are starting on the useless mandate.
Let me say something quickly.
Come on, Tolu, my professor. Go on, sir.
First of all, it's an honor to be on your platform today.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
I didn't even know you're online. I just got notified like, oh, I need to join this live.
It hasn't been long. You've not missed anything. Go ahead.
This live, and it's a very topic, by the way. It's very timeless and very interesting. And I like the speaker that spoke just now.
Yeah.
He spoke my mind. He was just reading my mind and he was just talking. Honestly speaking, I can't agree any more than what he said. See, we are facing an existential threat.
Exactly.
Whether we are APC or you are PDP or you are AMPP, the reality is downing on everybody now. It is clear. Now, when you talk about wig, dollar rate is wig that is causing it is that is rubbish. I don't know the guy. I know the guy that was talking about that idiot from
Did you see the video?
yeah, it's from
Yeah.
PwC. What's it, PwC? I don't even know how he got a job with PwC.
Fucking
You know,
nonsense.
how can you say dollar wig is causing the inflation?
They're
Yeah, it makes no sense.
just protecting the government. You know, all these people, they have to sound
Now,
nice on TV.
now,
Even Oshimole came on TV. They are asking question, is the darling. Everybody wants to be in the good book of
now,
politicians. That's the
now,
problem. We can't say the truth.
Nigerians don't. I told you on your platform some time ago. I remember telling you about the CPI,
Yeah.
Consumer Price Index. For people, many Nigerians don't understand what CPI means. Now, CPI is the value, yes, thank you. The value of your pound or dollar or naira vis-a-vis the purchasing power of the item you want to buy. So if you have 5 naira now and you want to buy sweet, can you really afford to buy that sweet for 5 naira?
Yes.
So you want to, even though you like that sweet or you want to take it, but you are looking at other opportunity costs. So if you buy that sweet, you are in trouble the whole day. That is a simple explanation of CPI. Now, the UK CPI is 11.5%. Nigerian CPI is 22.5, double.
Double.
It means that when you have 1K, 1,000 naira in your hands, you cannot afford to use that 1,000 naira to buy anything. Because if you buy it, your brother will suffer, your mother will suffer, your child will suffer. So you have to think about how to use that 1K to buy other things that will be beneficial for everybody. So the
Everybody, yes.
purchase.
Good.
So that's the problem we are having in Nigeria. So people are not able to buy. People don't have the money. Even Naira is dropping in the global market, right? Naira is very strong at home. What do I mean? It means you don't even have the Naira. I talk about people don't even have it. So we in diasporans, our remittance every year is 3.3 billion.
That's what
3.3
they're relying on.
3.3
They are
billion.
relying on us abroad to
It is
send money.
we are the ones sending money back home.
We're the one keeping the small
If
economy up.
they crumble, if diasporas crumble, if they stop sending money, Nigeria will not survive 24 hours.
Olu, this is why that Eric Prince said what he said. He knew that it is those abroad that are living, like he said, there is also CPI issue in abroad, of course, because if I have my salary and I take probably 30% of my salary and send back home, that money could have been spent in the UK, but I've sent it to Nigeria. That is what they are saying. UK are not stupid. They know how much is leaving their economy. And that's what they're saying. If these people that are back home cannot help do the right thing for these Africans, maybe it is time we go in and colonize them. And you know, the guy that was speaking is not an anyhow person. Do you understand? This is they will warn you, the next thing they don't come, existential threat, like you said. That's how they went into Libya. So Nigeria need to sit up, because if they are watching, they are looking. The other day, American and this thing came. He said the Tinubu is making bold statement. We don't know what bold mean, or in the context they used it. Now, if they keep watching you and see that if they leave you that this thing you're going to mismanage it, and the world most populous black nation is going to scatter, they will come in and force themselves on you.
So,
And you know the argument they're going to use? They borrowed you money. Abro, come
from
on,
Izifemi was the person that spoke before he left.
Felix. Yeah.
Yeah, Felix. Felix
Yeah.
make a very good observation. I went to Nigeria on December. If you remember, we discussed this. I told you that I have a
Mm.
friend. I have a friend who is who work in custom, and I know what he said to me. He was like, I asked him a question. Assuming now they give you a control general of customs, what will happen? Will you do a good job there? Will corruption stop? He was like,
he wasn't the one that put the corruption there, that he can never stop the corruption. So there is one thing that you need to know about Nigeria. I always tell people Nigeria is a collective effort that if we do not put hands together, the people that is in government, I know that will have a sort of individual who are useless, because I listened to the one that said that what makes dollar increase is wig. I was like, what? What do you mean by wig? Wig? How many people use this wig in Nigeria?
We that they will buy one and wear for 1 year or 2 years.
You understand what I'm saying? How many people? So now you compare it with the other one, that the lady that said something with Shegu in Shegu Procast on Saturday, that said that investors are not leaving.
No.
That people that left, or maybe because they are downsizing, reducing the staff and blah blah blah.
I'm telling you, even Hope Uzodinma came and said it is the bad investors that are leaving.
Yeah.
They should leave. Imagine. I was scared.
See,
I was saying this guy is a governor and he's the head of governor's forum. And this guy said blatantly, Tolu, he said that all these people that are leaving, what of Shell? Did Shell build any position in Nigeria? They should leave. That in America and other places they are building to. I was like, do you have a replacement for these people?
let me give you a shocking revelation, and after this I will not say much anymore. Nigeria is a contrivance. I do not believe in a country called Nigeria, and I will explain. My own research showed me that Nigeria is still a limited liability company.
Of course, now we've known that one since.
It is a contrivance.
Even Burna Boy said it in a music to show everybody and teach everybody. The same year he won an award, he won Grammys.
And when I say a contrivance, I mean people sat down, they decided to run Nigeria this way. Now, do you think our politicians are stupid? They are not. They're the best schools in the world. They live in the best countries in the world. They know, okay? They know Nigeria cannot work as it is. Everybody is just picking whatever they can pick and run away.
I run away.
Yes.
If you look at Femi Gbadabiamila, and if you look at the rest of them, all of them from Tinubu and the rest, all the money, the wealth they have is not in Nigeria.
None of them have money in Nigeria.
Whatever they have left in Nigeria is just crumbs to make it look like they have something in Nigeria, but it's not in Nigeria. The bulk of the money is not in Nigeria. Secondly,
everybody have a safe haven abroad.
That's why that CEO will always put someone who will listen to him.
I don't want to forget. Yeah. Secondly, we're talking about dollar rise. I told my friend, I don't know if he's online, Dr. Bayo. We were having a conversation last year, and I said to him, I said, based on my research and based on what I know, Nigeria cannot survive the next 6 months. If Nigeria survives the next 6 months, dollar to naira will be 3,000 naira. I can put my life on it as a bet. 3,000 naira is 100% certain. Why? 80% of our imports, of our consumables, is imported. All right?
But hold on, no. I don't believe everything in Nigeria is imported.
I will explain. Let me explain. There are two kinds of production. There are two types of products in Nigeria.
I'm talking about food stuff.
No. I'm coming. Food is just 5% of.
Okay.
Food is just 5% of the whole GDP. Food is nothing. Food is internet transactions.
But the problem we have is food.
No. I'm talking about currency. Leave food for now, my brother. Leave food for now. I'm coming to food. Our imports. Tell me what we don't import in Nigeria. Tell me.
Nothing. We be importing.
You know, I recently know that we import palm oil.
Yeah.
Toothpick, he talking about palm oil. Palm oil is a very toothpick that he made
Bro,
through
with
the
all the palm fruits we have, all the palm fords, all those palm trees we have, we are importing palm
Let me
oil.
tell you something.
ones are
And
very expensive.
do you know the problem? Tolu, do you know the problem? The problem is that we don't have power. Because I spoke to my friend, the same friend that told me that these people should come and colonize us. He told me that he went into research to go into that business of palm oil. In fact, he's already sourced how to get all these things. He went to set up a factory. Do you know what killed it? The same thing that have been killing every small, medium enterprise in Nigeria: diesel and power. And once, okay, one guy called me. Somebody I called my chairman in Nigeria. This guy was sharing his story. When this guy finished sharing his story, I pitied him. He told me he invested and bought one big diesel. You know those, what did they call it again? All those big big generator. What do they call it?
5 kV now, sir.
No, there is a name they
Lister.
call it big gen.
Lister.
Lister. He bought a big lister. The day that lister broke down was the day his business crumbled. And you know the kind of mechanics and we repair people we deal with in Nigeria. Number one, we don't even have certified. They will repair. That's how his business kept going. Now, another problem is that even the small business that are thriving, governors will be pushing more people down into poverty. You will go to market. Yes, you want people to move to somewhere. You won't provide an alternative. You can destroy their goods. You can destroy their goods. So more people are going into poverty. It happened in Port Harcourt, it happened in Lagos, it happened in Anambra. All these people that you are forcing down into poverty, plus the ones you have in poverty, what is going to be the solution?
Don't, I don't want us to mix the issues, okay? That issue on its own. Let's leave that on the side, okay? Let's focus on the rise of dollar and the fall of naira. Why? I told you before, I said my findings tell me 80% of our consumable products is imported. And my friend on the other side just said, even food, even palm oil. Can you imagine? So, if in a country where we have more imports of goods, okay, paid in dollars, remember, global currency, okay, it's a legal tender. Naira is not a legal tender.
Yes.
If you move from Lagos to Accra, once you land in Accra, your naira is useless.
Yes.
But if I hold dollar, if I enter Accra today with dollar, I will still born. Where you go, okay? So the chain of reaction is that if you import more goods, there will be surge and demand for dollars over naira. Simple maths. Reduce your imports, encourage local businesses.
And funny enough, these are things that Buhari boasted that they did. Buhari boasted that they had a surge in non-oil exports, right? During their destiny. I don't know how this present government came. Of course, they started antagonizing each other like all of them do, as if they're not the same party. And all of a sudden, they are saying that we're not exporting anything. We're not exporting anything. So where are all those things that Buhari and his team were boasting that we have non-oil exports? All of them have just finished.
If you have any economy that does not produce a small scale business, that economy is dead.
Simple.
Exactly.
That explains.
Do you know why Igbos has more rich people per capita? Because Igbos are the original of small scale business.
They do more small scale, yes, medium businesses.
Yeah. Even
they might not have the richest African man or the richest Nigerian man, but they have more millionaires.
Even if an Igbo person finish school, you'll be thinking of going back to business. You understand? If the government cannot support them in this country, if you have a business name in this UK, sometimes bank will be telling you what is their trade. Do you want a loan? And the loan for business, for small scale business, yeah, you don't need anything to prove that you don't need anything to prove. The only thing you need to prove is the line of your business.
They will give you
They will
loan.
give you
All
loan.
our microfinance banks gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
I don't
we
know if
have now is Islamic bank, and they only give to religious sets. My brother,
Have you seen the memo that Dangote refinery will reach its full production by 2030?
No.
Yes. Now, I'm sad to tell you that Dangote refinery will not be able to produce its full capacity until 2033. Go and check.
You are talking about full capacity. When are they even starting?
When I say full capacity, wait. Whatever they start now is not, will not do
But
anything.
have they
They've
started?
not even started at all. Forget about start. They will start.
Have Port Harcourt started?
Look, my brother. Look, the reality on ground is that let them just divide that country. Let everybody just go because
or start a regional government.
because it's not sustainable. I'll say it by December, bro. If you have money now, if you have pounds and dollars, don't send money. Wait, December, dollar will hit 3,000 naira to it. There's no way. It's not so. See, I'm telling you this truth.
What if they revert to statu quo? What if they revert to the, what do you call it, the subsidy?
What subsidy?
There is no money to even pay subsidy again because they have so much debt.
Explain the lie of subsidy for you. Subsidy was to help the poor, the small and medium scale businesses in Nigeria. Now, the fraud of subsidy is that they attach Nigerian naira to the petrol. I mean to crude oil. Now they will, when they want to export crude oil, they will go and collect dollars from central bank to pay for the exporters to be able to import the petrol and petrochemical items. That it is not sustainable to sell such items for 190 naira per liter. It's not possible. So the government, in the bid to benefit their cronies and their friends, they decided to subsidize the production. Do you understand? Now, everybody is happy. The poor man doesn't care. As long as he's buying his fuel, 18 naira per liter, he's happy.
Yes.
I don't care. I don't care where they get their subsidy from. All I want to do is to buy my fuel 100 naira per liter. I don't care. The government wants to prove that they are smart. They want to go against themselves. Okay? APC and PDP fighting, infighting. They said we will remove it to mess up those guys. Now, those guys were like, okay, mess us up then, no problem. So when they were messing them up, they removed the subsidy. And guess what happens?
They hijacked the petrol.
Those guys hijacked the petrol, hijacked every other thing. So by the time they removed the subsidy, price just moved from 150 to 1,000.
So the money they are getting, they are still getting it, but they're just sourcing it from the people.
Or not, those bad guys are still getting the money
straight from the people.
For common man like me and you, and also
I pay you.
Now
the other thing I was.
Now the effect is that Gary that from Onisha, way to worry is now double. Ordinary Gary, maybe say if he moves from Onisha to worry for 100 naira, but because of the change in price, moves from 100 naira to 1,000, causing inflation, unnecessary inflation. Now reversing it is impossible. Guess why? Because if you reverse it, the chain reaction will not go instantaneously.
But it will reduce, because then the person selling the Gary. Do you know the one that shocks me, Tolu? Sorry, let me butt you in again.
Yeah.
Tinubu called Bua and Dangote are competitors, and had an agreement to Bua to sell cement at I've forgotten how much.
3,000.
Was it? No, bro, it was 2,000.
No, 3,000. It was 5,500. He agreed to
And
reduce
they
it to
said it's going to
3,000.
be January. January reached. They are selling cement now for 9,000. Tolu, tell me unless I don't know. Is cement not made from limestone? Limestone is sourced from Nigeria. Why is that so expensive?
You know why? I have an answer to that. There are three major manufacturers of cement in Nigeria: Elephant, African Portland Cement, Elephant Cement, and Dangote. I can't remember the two names.
Ibeto is gone now. They make Ibeto gone.
Ibeto is gone now.
So Ibeto tried to compete, but he couldn't match them. Okay, Elephant, African Portland, and Dangote. Now,
no, Ibeto does not mean that he couldn't match them. Ibeto license was seized.
Yes, Obasanjo took the license, but anyway, that's a different topic. Continue.
It was seized when it was released. When it was released, it's already gone. Ibeto was best before Dangote.
Yes.
When Ibeto was there, they were selling cement 800 naira.
Guess what? So now, guess what? Dangote became the monopoly of cement. Because African Portland could not survive. And Elephant was struggling. And they both put their cement. So the government banned put tariff. So once they increase the tariff, it will be expensive to buy African Portland or Elephant. Dangote is a local manufacturer. So therefore, Dangote enjoys what is called reduced tariff. Therefore, Dangote can sell at competitive price. No matter how much low he's selling it, he will still be making money. That's how a monopoly of the cement. Now,
but why can't they apply that Dangote? Sorry to bother you again. Yeah. But why can't they apply that Dangote formula to every other thing?
This is not the.
If we are importing, for example, now, if you want to build house and you want to buy wire, they will tell that Nigerian wire is the best. Okay. There are things I know that Nigerians can produce, whether we like it or not. There are still some little manufacturing companies in Nigeria. Why can't we apply that same Dangote formula and help those?
Yeah, so Dangote,
even Nigeria pipe.
So Dangote,
Nigeria pipe,
Nigerian pipe as well.
Yeah, so Dangote, in production of cement, there's a chemical they use.
Limestone.
Not limestone. There's a chemical they use. There's a chemical that is very responsible for it. That chemical is imported from Switzerland.
Okay.
And that chemical is very expensive.
That chemical, that's why it's rising then.
The chemical price. So they won't collect naira, of course. So they will collect dollars. You see? So the problem is, you might want to be thinking, okay, let us start production in our country. Let's enable businesses to produce. But the environment is not conducive. Kidnappings everywhere. If I bring my friends, I have my friends in the UK that want to establish businesses in Nigeria. They want to bring as much as maybe $100 million to have a business in Nigeria. If I bring them and they are white, mixed race guys from the US, from the UK, and they get kidnapped, please, who will
Problem.
How much are we making?
Use your investment money to pay ransom and release yourself.
And there's no power. That is why people are leaving Nigeria. That's why you see businesses leaving Nigeria, because they're not safe.
Sorry to interrupt you. I saw PDP governors today saying that they want state policing. That Nigeria have turned to Venezuela. I was like, is it where we got into?
Story.
That Nigeria have turned to Venezuela. Do you know what I mean? That your country turned to Venezuela. That means that
it's worse than Venezuela, though. It's worse.
That means we already gone.
When I share this story, maybe you saw my status. I don't know if you saw my status as well on WhatsApp. A young boy buried his mother alive for Yahoo. Young evil boy. I said that's the worst thing I've ever seen with my eyes. The villagers caught him and told him to uproot it. They've already beaten him black and blue, so he can only use one hand. He used one hand to open the grave, bring his mother's lifeless body. You know the survival of the fittest now. When even animals, when there's no food, they start eating their children. That's what we are getting to in Nigeria. It gets to a point everybody just wants to survive by all means.
Yeah,
When
I
you
saw
cannot.
what you're saying itself. I
The
saw a
other
man.
day,
I saw a
Williams,
man who
sorry, Abra, 1 second. The other day, Williams Uchemba said it that casually, if he wants to go out, probably some of those boiling days, you probably put 1M in the pocket. But now, that's what you spend on every day. Even Oshimole, yes, Oshimole, that's his name. They don't state government. He said it today on TV, with a show on TV when they're playing the ball. That even his own staff, how do they survive? Everybody, if the rich can complain, what of the poor?
That is why we said Nigeria is a contrivance. I've told you, the politicians
We know all those things.
know what to do, my brother. I don't believe politicians don't know what to do, but they understand. See, they have a level of knowledge that we don't have. Okay, we can just talk the whole day here, but I tell you what, the politicians have more knowledge than all of us. They know there are things they know that we don't know. Okay, so when you see them misbehaving in your eyes, they're not just misbehaving; they have information, and the little information that we have, we can rightfully say that Nigeria is going nowhere. Let everybody go to their father's house. Let Igbos go in peace. Yorubas go in peace. Hausas go in peace. Let's form business partners. Look
yes,
at Ireland, Scotland, and England. England is their father, but Scotland has autonomy. There's something called autonomy. They have their own first minister. They have their own economy. They have their own pound.
even
Everybody's
Scotland, even Wales.
happy.
Yeah.
If you look at the Belfast just last week, Rishi Sunak gave them 3.3 billion because Sinn Féin said they will not allow the parliament to sit unless they have assurances that imports from Europe will not
Their own
jeopardize the Good Friday
economy.
their economy. And because of that, Rishi gave them 3.3 billion.
They are even upgrading their railway. They've sent me to work there,
No,
get my
exactly
flag and
my point.
everything. So that is a country. They allow them to do their
That
education, their other things, and then they manage the security from the center.
1954 to 1959, we operated that in Nigeria. Nigeria enjoyed the best of economy between 1954 and 1959.
Federal government,
Everybody's
yes.
happy. Igbos are
This one, they want us to be one by all means. The same America that they say we must be one, and the one saying now that we cannot colonize ourselves, that they want to recolonize us. That is allow us to. I think, see, let's digress a bit. You see what is happening in America now with Biden, right? If Obama come out tomorrow and say vote for Biden, nobody will send him. Because these are the same things we are saying to Americans, vote for Trump, vote for Trump. They were not listening. Now they are seeing it clearly. Trump is creeping everywhere he goes.
Even if Trump goes to prison, he will win.
They know they cannot send him. They know Supreme Court will cancel.
The only way they can defeat Trump, is to kill him, assassinate Trump. And he's a white guy. So
Do you know that Biden did exactly the same thing that accused him of, that document leak?
yeah,
Biden did it, but they said they will not prosecute him. All these things they are doing, they know that this guy was but because Obama and he was supporting Biden with everything, people were deceived, especially our black people.
The war in Ukraine was meant to happen. Trump will not allow that to happen. That is why he moved. Putin was enjoying Trump's relationship because you trust me, NATO would not have expanded the way they did under Biden if Trump was still in power. Okay, now let's forget America. Let's look at the system. Look at California. I used to go to California very well. I have my in-laws are in California, and if you look at California, you will see that they have their police, they have their regional assembly, they have their budget, their economy. Economy of California is 2 times Nigerian economy.
Are you comparing? You can't even compare.
One state to one state.
And then they will tell you, don't compare Nigeria with all these places. America is 200 years.
The following. Listen, I don't like people say don't compare because That is the
Oh,
system you follow.
apologies, guys. These guys are going to log us out in 22 seconds.
Oh, okay.
I think there's probably a limit on my. Maybe we've done an hour.
Yeah.
Should I come back?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, cool. Let me.
Come back.
Yeah, let me restart. Yeah, okay, guys, welcome. We've been speaking on should Nigeria be recolonized? Can we solve our own issues ourselves? A lot of people keep saying that Nigeria is incapable of solving our own problems. Our politicians are all corrupt, and we keep saying that yeah, bro, I will accept. We keep saying that Nigeria cannot be better and all of that. So let's discuss on if there's anything that can be done to remedy the situation, and if the West, if other people are seeing what we are seeing and saying that we're not our politicians are busy going to France to buy and spend money and buy stuff while we are lavishing in hunger here, then that means there's some truth in what they are saying. And these guys know that it's not rocket science. Trust me, if UK or America colonize Nigeria, under 1 year, Nigeria will have light. Because it's not rocket science.
1 year.
Mm.
Under 6 months.
1 year. 1 year is too much.
For what? 1 year for what? What is 1 year?
So why are we kicking against it? Just let them just come and rule us for just 1 year.
Give you a bit of history. Nnamdi Azikiwe, Obafemi Awolowo. I'm sorry, I will sound very weird now. Nnamdi Azikiwe, Obafemi Awolowo, and the rest of all those idiots, they were the biggest fraud in Nigerian history.
Why do you say that?
And I will explain. My research showed me, and I will tell you where you can go and check for those things, that these people connive with the British government. See, the independence we had in 1960 should not have happened in 1960.
It happened so sudden.
It was because of the Second World War.
What? Of what?
It was because of the Second World War. Now Germany was invading them, so they left.
Invading who?
And they are Britain now.
No. We requested for it.
In Nigeria, we should not have gotten our independence in 1960. There was no need. Why do you think they fought for independence? Let me ask you. Do you know why?
It was Azikiwe. They said he was intelligent, and is it Tafawa?
Yeah, please, can you tell me who can tell us the reason why you think they fought for independence in 1960?
I think that is our major corruption anyway.
Thank you.
Because of their own selfish interest.
That is
because
it.
we're not. I've already told people.
But hold on, we are not the first to get independence now.
Forget those ones are small countries.
Even India. Do you know how? Even America. Do you know how many years America? British colonized America.
America was colonized for more than 100 years.
More than 100 years. Look at Taiwan. Look at Taiwan. Look at
Hong Kong. Hong Kong just get freedom the other day.
Look at South Africa. The youngest colony in Africa, South Africa. Look at how developed they are.
Yeah.
And see, I am a Pan-Africanist. Okay.
The bad thing with colonization was slavery.
No. I'll explain. In the 60s, things were changing. In the 60s, things were changing because liberals were taking over power. Democracy was developing in the 60s. So the freedom of speech, right to life, and everything was coming up. Okay, if we had waited 10 more years, Nigeria would not be where it is today.
But those guys who said that they did it for fraud, it's not like they were rich. Like Nnamdi Azikiwe said, nobody respects him. If you go to his house in Onitsha, am I telling the truth? Even Tafawa Balewa, I don't think he's even regarded as any big figure in the north.
Did you see the reason why the civil war happened? The military coup happened in 6. With due respect to Ojukwu, Why do you think Ojukwu was fighting? Was it really for the Igbos?
But his father was rich already. I don't think his own is.
No. Forget riches. What do you mean? Can you compare riches with power?
No, he had power already. He was the governor of the Eastern region.
Governor with president. What's the difference? Can you compare governor and president together? Gowon was 36 years old when he was president of Nigeria. 36. He married as a president. Gowon. He married as a president. So when you talk about corruption, we've been facing corruption since inception. It's not today.
But I think you're trying to create a link with fighting for independence and corruption, and I don't think other African countries had such similarity, because even Ghana, which had also the point of no return as well, because colonization came with slavery, so it's like they work hand in hand. So while we're trying to abolish one, as we're abolishing slavery from America and the UK, colonization was ending. And again, the World War II also forced Britain back to go and fight for their mainland. Of course, Nigerians fought in that war, Indians fought alongside them as well. So all of that made, in fact, that's why sometimes it's like, I'm even saying, oh, thank God that war happened, otherwise these guys would have been. But the point is that they still left their proxies. That's why for anybody that wants to rule Nigeria, you must come to the UK. You must go to that, is it Chatham House?
You must get to Chatham House to go and talk. And the reason why I said corruption is linked with independence is that the British government understood Nigeria very well. Go back to 1914. Lord Lugard said the Northern Protectorate was amalgamated with the South for administrative convenience. Okay, it was not political, it was administrative. Okay, if you move down to 1960, you realize that the independence we had in 1960 was political, but they forgot to divide us back to what we were in 1914.
And why is that? Because again, then they had Tafawa Balewa, who is a northerner, and they have Zik, who is from the south, Igbo extraction.
Now look at the division. No matter how much we vote in Nigeria today, the Northerners will always decide who's president. Why is the case?
Abraham accepting Igbo is not working because they have more numbers. Democracy is a game of numbers.
They don't have more numbers, really. They have more land mass. It's the land mass. They cut it in a way that favors the North. Okay? Nobody knows the actual numbers of, what's it called? What's it called now?
What's the population of Yorubas? Do you know?
We don't even know. Nobody knows the actual population of Nigeria today. Go and check.
No, I mean the Yorubas, because they say Igbos have about 50 to 60 to 70 million.
Knows.
So what I want to do is, if I remove 60 to 70 million from 200, I'm still left with about 140. If you tell me what's the population of Yorubas, then I can argue whether what you just said is true, because there's an element of truth in it. Although I know Igbos used to marry up to 4-7 wives, just the generation before our mothers. Yorubas, because of some of them are still Muslim, they can still marry up to 4 to 5. But the only argument that makes me think that the Northerners have more is because of they marry up to 4 dates, because the religion allows it.
My question to you is that, do you have any official census in Nigeria since 2010?
Even the one in 2010, they count me. So they brought the figure for convenience of calculation. They just pegged it as 200. They didn't count everybody. Who went to count who?
Nobody knows the actual number of Nigerians, or population of Nigerians. We are a lot. We are a lot. And that is why
the number of even Nigerians in the UK will tell you that what is in Nigeria is times 20.
Exactly my point. So my point to you is that the whole gamut of independence, amalgamation, independence, and post-colonialism is all based on fraud. And the British government knows this. And the leaders in Nigeria knows this. I'm telling you.
But I mean, Tolu, we don't know all the facts. Like you said, politicians know more. And there was this big brouhaha when we got to Is it 2010? And they said we've done the 100 years that we're now free, or 2014 rather, that we've done the 100 years that there was agreed on whatever agreement they were referring to. So we're supposedly free from whatever agreement they had with the Royal Niger Company or the British, I don't know. But the point still remains. So let's go back to the point. Should we go back to recolonization? If America offers,
No.
be our international territory, we protect you, we make sure
There's
we utilize your resources.
no,
Would you prefer a Western colony in 2024?
no.
Or, I mean, you know about Jersey and Guernsey being British colony or British territories.
Yeah.
Can we make Nigeria an official British and then let them manage us, give us power and
Yeah.
good road?
This is the thing. I don't think so. I'm a very strong Pan-Africanist. I'd rather die on my feet than live on my nails. Okay. No matter how
But we
bad
are
Nigeria is today.
dying
Yeah.
anyway. Is this
If
life?
if
People are dying of
you're
hunger, burying their mothers by themselves.
in your land, you will not be. You will sing. You will sing the Lord's song in a strange land. If they come to your country, you will become real slaves in your country. That's the truth.
But okay, put it this way. I mean, you've alluded to the point that there was maybe some corrupt individuals then, and also we also have that belief that they had process running Nigeria from independence. So that means they're still in the helm of
Yeah.
affairs anyway. So are we really free? If we're not free, then can we then allow them to come in the open and do this and help us
They won't.
fix? Because all they keep giving us is aid,
No,
billions
but
and billions. We keep bearing billions. Nothing is being seen on the
I
streets.
think it will come a point. See, the solution to Nigeria's problem is to divide Nigeria to its real demographics. Okay, the British government gave us a ram but held the rope.
Yes.
So
But to look at my own, because I think a lot, right, about Nigeria's situation. And do you know, even Fiji, even Australia, even Canada, even America, all these people were colonized by Britain.
yes,
Even Ghana. Ghana have light. I don't think, see, when we talk about colonialism, it's not like colonialism, we are all gloom and gloom. Like I said, if you remove the slavery, I don't think it is so bad. The only thing is that we've proved to the point that we cannot provide light for ourselves, road for ourselves. And then come and do it like a foreign coach will come and help us.
no,
The people can't do this thing. Buhari can't do this thing. PDP has been in power, no way. Let somebody that can do it for us.
let them divide the country first. For us to get to that stage, let Igbos speak Igbos to themselves. Again, speak to yourselves, brother, Igbo brothers. Let them have their own territory.
But I don't want that to happen.
If it doesn't happen, then Oyibo cannot come and help us, my brother. Let's forget it. Let's see if we invite the West into Nigeria today, my brother, you will be a slave both in the UK and in Nigeria. They will take over the country, your everything about you, your territory. I mean, I get your point that they're already taking over anyway. Technically, they are still ruling us, but let's try the option of dividing ourselves. Let me go my way. Go your way
For
first.
a very long time, and there's so many videos I've made to that testament, and of course you know me for a while now. You know, when people are speaking about this, Sunday Boho, Nnamdi Kano, even the Tinubu also said it as well, that Nigeria is not one. And even I will post something after this live. Somebody even shared it. Even Nnamdi Azikiwe said it. It was a mere geographical expression. That is the truth. Ojukwu knew all those things and said, brothers, let's talk to ourselves. Let's leave strangers. But the problem was that some brothers thought that strangers were of their best interest rather than their brothers. So Igbos are supposed to be a strength,
Yep.
became a weakness. People start seeing Igbos like, oh, I have to hate him to prosper. That is the problem. So I understand your point, and I'm not putting this topic to make mockery of us or to say that we cannot govern ourselves. Like I said, I appreciate what South Africa is doing, what Rwanda is doing, what Kenya is doing. They're Africans. They are moving at their own pace, even Egypt, even Morocco. Look at Cote d'Ivoire. Look at the AFCON. Look at the standard of their stadiums. They actually put the money to do all those things. The last time we hosted the Z under 17 or under 23, come and see the nature of our pitch. So these things are not rocket science and Africans are capable of doing things for themselves, let us find a way of being truthful to ourselves. Actually, division will help us to grow faster. Like all these things they're saying state police, state police. Some people are saying the governors will use it to their advantage. Even if the governors are going to use it to advantage, it works other
It
places.
works better.
Federal
It's way
police
better.
will be higher or seen higher than state police. You give them more power once there is federal police, so that if a government starts misbehaving, federal police will come in, just like army and police. Do you understand? We know army has more power, but we cannot continue the way we are going. Otherwise, we are going to end up eating ourselves. Thank you, Tolu. Thank you, Abro, for coming up. Thank you, Felix. Any last words before I close?
Well,
I can see you are dressed up to
yeah,
go.
I'm dressed up. So I was in the library, yes. But what I wanted to say is that my first 2 points is very simple. Let us divide the country first. The country is not sustainable. In the meantime, let's reduce our imports. Let's increase our exports. Let's open up tax-free loop tax-free brackets for businesses. Let them come in, invest, and give them assurances. Okay, but in the meantime, let's start planning to disintegrate. Let Yorubas go. Let Hausas go.
The one thing I want you to speak on before you go, Tolu, is that I saw a news that they are trying, or they said they are going to start closing our borders because of this food issue, because they believe people are trooping in. Now, and this is why I said other African countries are going forward, we are going backward, because Rwanda, Kenya, I think one other country recently have just opened their borders to everybody, just come, no visa. So what do you think? Do you think we should be doing the same? Do you think we should make Nigeria visa free, just like you have in the EU? People travel, go holidays, within the EU, and it helps people to travel. Do you think Nigeria should open visa and then allow, rich South Africans can come in, rich Kenyans can come in, we can also, and then allow us to spend money within Africa? What do you think?
I think that's a very good point. I think we should allow neighboring countries to benefit from our territorial expanse. Okay, but with due respect, Nigeria is not ready for that now. We are in the problem. We are in
Where is
trouble right now.
shit?
We are not.
Okay, I saw a post by David Hundeyin that what Niger just did, and what Niger did was that they closed their airspace to Nigeria. So that means if you want to fly from Abuja to London, you have to avoid Niger and go through Shad. And that is another 3,000 extra kilometers on your flight, which means if you were 6 hours before, then you are going to do probably 7 hours or more.
Correct.
Now, what do you think? Because even Hundeyin is saying that Burkina Faso, Mali, and which other country left the
And
ECOWAS? Burkina Faso.
Burkina Faso, Mali, and Gabon.
Gabon.
Sorry, Niger. There are four of them.
No, Niger have not had a coup d'etat.
So
They are
sorry.
still they are not military. It was
Gabon and Mali, three of them. Yeah.
okay. So now these three countries, if they close their airspaces because they've left ECOWAS as well, if they close their airspaces, that means if Nigeria, if you want to fly, you are in trouble. So in a time like this, in a sensitive time like this, where our brothers are now falling apart, the online beef and banter is not even helping. They are mocking us, calling us the United Republic. We are going down. We're not the giants of anything. As a matter of fact, 1 million naira is about 400 currency of what do you call it, Cote d'Ivoire, pennies. So what do you think Nigeria should do?
I think Nigeria should first of all go back inside. The government should sit down and be very realistic. We know Nigeria is a contrivance, but in the meantime, the government should invest more in the local businesses first. Very, very, very important. Invest more. And how do you do that? Let government subsidize local investors, give them money to invest, to do business. Give money out, not in pounds, not in dollars, in naira. Okay, encourage food production. Government should make a law that nobody must spend dollars and pounds in Nigeria until further notice. Everybody must start spending naira from. If you have more than $10,000 in your account, that money yeah, government will take over it. Now, I know it's draconian. I'm sorry.
It's
It's,
not. It's
but
not, because somebody said it
the
and I read
only
it at the
way,
comment that
the only way,
even if you're in Britain, you won't have a dumb account of naira, or you have a dumb account in Britain of dollar. They don't do it. Every economy is based on your currency, so you
okay,
use your currency
go to the
as
US.
far as you're in that
I won't go
country.
to the US now and tell the US I want to open a dumb account in naira. They will look at me like I'm an idiot.
Yeah,
Or dumb account in pounds. They spend dollars. Why you open an account in pounds? Do you
yeah.
understand? So government should make those laws as a matter of urgency. And anybody that is actually spending dollars or pounds in Nigeria should be arrested. Everybody must start spending naira. Then, secondly, government should increase the minimum wage of workers in Nigeria. Very important.
Exactly.
Move it from 30K to 100K.
No,
Or
200K or
100K.
250.
I mean, start from 100K first. Systematic increase. Okay,
Mm.
100K first, and let government subsidize local employers and local workers so that if they cannot actually pay, government should subsidize them. In the meantime, don't forget we are printing our naira. If we are the ones printing, and we also are the ones producing in our country, then the GDP will rise faster because we are not importing anything, or we have reduced our importation. Okay, but if we are still importing,
I don't think our naira is being printed in Nigeria. I think they source it out to another country.
okay,
Eh,
and they pay
Even our
and
passport is not printed in
they,
Nigeria. So many things are outsourced.
and they pay in dollars to get our naira printed.
Yes, yes. And naira is the most expensive currency. To produce one, especially since the naira redesign, to produce one of that, it takes more fat to produce one naira than even the dollar, the American
So,
dollar, which is higher in value.
so
So
what?
all of these things, all these stupid policies have a very bad effect on the economy. Do you
Correct,
understand?
correct.
So thank you, Tolu. We cannot finish Nigeria in one day. Thank you so much for your input. I know it's very informed deliberations and contributions. Thank you, Abro. Thank you, Felix. Let's keep talking. Maybe our own generation will be able to see eye to eye in some of these issues and tell ourselves the truth. If division will serve us better, Sudan did it, some other countries did it. We do it and then foster more as offspring nations of Nigeria, instead of just suffering ourselves and claiming we are one when we are not progressive. Because the most important thing is progress.
Yeah,
And I think there's no point dividing when we are in this situation. It is, let's get to a particular level. Everybody's at least breathing. Then we can divide amicably,
yeah,
quietly, just like USSR or other countries. Just divide amicably and foster and grow. You know, Nigeria is a massive,
uh,
massive place, and we have lots of
yeah,
population. That's why it's too many issues, and it's too much to handle. Thank you, guys, and please, as I post this video, I will post it on my YouTube. Try and follow me. It's the same name on YouTube. Best Practices Today. I'm also on Facebook if you want to follow me. I'm also on my name as well, Odera Onu. The page is there on Facebook. Just share it to your political friends. Discuss it. Let us be engaging in this instead of wasting our time talking frivolities. Let us engage. Thank God AFCON is finished. And let's focus on the real issues. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate your time, Sally. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.